Okay, today I'm going to be talking about the different types of drug programs that you could take, because there's more than one. You got your outpatient, you got your 28-day programs, you got your long-term therapeutic communities, and I've been through all of them. So, I'm going to give you a general idea and give you some knowledge if whether it's you're sentenced to go get help, get treatment, from the courts, or if you're just figuring it's about time for a change and you're interested in getting yourself some help, I'll give you a better understanding so you know which one you feel might work for you. I'll start off with the easier ones. It's outpatient, I guess. You go to outpatient, it could be anywhere from 1 day a week to all 7 days. It's usually an hour, hour and a half every time. And it's exactly what it is. It's outpatient. You live in your house, but you show up for those groups, and you work on yourself while you're there, and then you leave when you're done with the group, They'll take your urine more than likely 1 time a week, sometimes 2, to try to, see if you're waiting for your urines to get high, And if your goal is to get done with that program, as quick as possible, you might want to give them clean urines, because when you give them dirty urines, you're just going to prolong your time in there. So, you usually got your one-on-one individual sessions once a week as well, with your groups. So you're going to do that, And the other kind that you got is a 28-day program. That's a typical rehab where it's inpatient. And it's just that. It's a 28-day program, and you live there the whole time. You try to work on your issues while you're there, and then when you're done, you leave. You go back to your house, Some of them are good, some of them not so much. I was in one. I'm from Long Island. I was in one in eastern Long Island, and I was surprised about how well it was, how good it was. And they gave me acupuncture therapy around my ear, and as much food as you can eat. There was snacks everywhere, coffee, unlimited coffee. That place will put you on Suboxone if you have an opiate addiction, so you don't have to go through withdrawals. They'll give you Nicorette gum if you smoke, because they don't want you to smoke there. And they take care of you there. The groups were pretty good. I did the 28 days and I left, and I feel it did help me. I ain't gonna lie, it did help me out a little bit. You got and the other one is long-term therapeutic community. Therapeutic communities, they're rough. They're rough, and they're not as rough now as what they used to be, because they used to be able to get away with a lot more stuff back then. Now they can't get away with as much, and now they're not as long as they used to be. But I went into one when I was 15, and I was sentenced to go to prison. They gave me this as an alternative. I wasn't sentenced to prison. I was going to be sentenced to juvenile prison unless I took this. So I took that as the alternative. I wasn't trying to go to prison at 15 years old. So I took a long-term therapeutic community. It's also called the TC. While I was there, it was rough. I did about 14 and a half months. You stay there the whole time, And while I was there, I would have to sit on my hands and knees. Sometimes if I got in trouble and scrub one tile, they'd give me a bowl and a Brillo pad, and I'd have to just sit there and scrub that tile all day. The only time I can get up is when I eat and when I go to bed. And I would have to get up an hour before everybody else and go to bed an hour after everybody else. I've done that for like a month straight before. I've stood up in a corner for 3 days straight. The only time I wasn't standing up in the corner is when I went to bed. And same thing, you wake up an hour before and you go to bed an hour after. I had to eat even standing up, but you do it. You definitely do it. The groups are intense. They're really intense, some of them. They have something called an encounter group where you fill out a slip, or not, because some places you don't have to fill out a slip. You just raise your hand. But, when I was there, you fill out a slip on someone you want to encounter, give a brief explanation, and they have these groups where you all sit in a circle, and they'll read it off. Such and such is encountering such and such for whatever reason was written down, and that person just gets to unload on them. They don't want you to disrespect or threaten the person, but you're allowed to scream as loud as you want at them. You're allowed to tell them what's really going on in your mind, and tell them how you feel. And it gets pretty intense, some of them. Sometimes people cry, whether it be the person doing the encountering or the person who's getting encountered. It causes a lot of emotions and stuff like that. I've seen people cry. So that, like I said, the groups are intense. When I was there, if you got in trouble, there was something called a haircut as well, and it's not your hair getting cut. It's you stand up. For example, if I got in trouble, I would stand up, military style, my arms to my sides, and I'd have to look the person who's giving me a haircut in their eyes, and they would just unload on me. And it's not like the encounter group where you're not allowed to disrespect the person. They're allowed to disrespect you. When I was there, they could just talk as much crap about you as they want. They're supposed to make you know you're doing whatever you're doing is wrong, and it's supposed to be a punishment, more or less, you know, and it's supposed to be helpful. It's supposed to stop you from doing whatever it is you're doing. You know, I did it. I did the whole program. You know, I believe it was helpful and beneficial. You know, I learned a lot about myself from being in that place. And, you know, it's just another way to get help. It's just another way to fix yourself. So I hope these videos help. You know, if they did, please like and subscribe. And leave comments below if you're interested for me to do any other type of videos. You know, and I'll do the video if enough people ask about it. And that's it. I hope you enjoy the video.